What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday night. Break number 634 BD. We got 2 cases of Leaf Pop Century. 20 boxes coming for you guys. Here we go. Here's the first 10. First 10. Second 10. 20 boxes. Some Angelica Justin and Melissa Gilbert. All right. James, let's see what we can do for you, buddy. Box number 1. Here we go. Put my sweat card there. There we go, guys. Start with this one. Pre-production proof is Uma Thurman. I Want to Dance Like Uma Thurman and Robert Carradine. Robert Carradine. A second. There we go. Much better. All right, here we go. First card, Corey Taylor. Corey Taylor. That is 21 of 25. 21 of 25. Second card, we got Kira Kosarin. That is Stay Super on the Scripted. Stay Super on the Scripted. That one is 6 out of 20. 6 out of 20. Next up, Robin Thicke. Got some blurred lines right there on the Robin Thicke. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 on the Robin Thicke. And Chris Pine. Chris Pine. Chris Pine right there. We got Chris Pine. 1 of 1. That is a 1 of 1 Chris Pine. Box number 2. Need some vote for Pedro. All right, we got Kathy Coleman. Kathy Coleman. And that is 42 Doug. 42 Doug on the vinyl signs, press proof or pre-production proof. Next up, we got Tony Orlando, Without the Dawn. That is 5 out of 15. Curtis Armstrong, Booger. 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6. Drake Bell. Drake Bell on the gold diamond, gold cracked ice. That is a 1 of 1 Drake Bell. And on the Blockbuster Summer, Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, There's Something About Mary. Frank Thin Beans. Frank Thin Beans. And that one is a 1 of 1 also of Ben Stiller. 1 of 1. Box number 3. Come on, Megan Fox and Elizabeth Olsen. Megan Fox, Elizabeth Olsen. All right, let's try that. How you doing tonight, Alex? How about Mr. Leon Robinson? Leon Robinson. There we go. The Candyman. And a production proof. 1 of 1 of the cast of Married with Children. That will be randomized. That will be randomized. I'm doing awesome, my friend. I love this product too. We got Susan Anton. Susan Anton on the purple. That one is 4 out of 8. 4 out of 8. How about Mr. Charlie Sheen on the Saturday Night Live? That one is a 7 out of 7. 7 out of 7. Charlie Sheen. Next up is a 1 of 1 gold vinyl of Stephanie Kramer. Stephanie Kramer. There it is, 1 of 1. 1 of 1 of Stephanie Kramer. And our last card in this box is Jeffrey Dean Morgan and John Bernthal. That is a double feature. And that is a 1 of 1 double feature. 1 of 1 double feature, going to be random after the break. Box number 4. We got an encased card in this one. Our proofs are Paul Bettany, and Adrienne Barbeau. Adrienne Barbeau. We got Leonard Maltin. That is 3 out of 4. PJ Souls, 22 out of 25. And Susie Quattro. Nice Susie Quattro, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. And our encased card looks like it's going to be another random. And guess what? It's going to be Vote for Pedro. It's got John Heder, Efren Ramirez, and John Greaves on the randomizer. And this one is numbered 289 out of 300. That'll be random, 289 out of 300. Box number 5. Box number 5. Margot Robbie on the pre-production proof. And on the Sci-Fi Signatures pre-production proof of Kevin Bacon. Jimmy Walker on the Pop Century. This one is not ascribed, but he put JJ anyways. Very nice of him. That's 2 out of 25. Ooh, on the Villains, Gus Fring. It is Giancarlo Esposito. And that one is numbered 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6. Pete Best. Pete Best. 3 out of 4. And Sarah Michelle Gellar. Nice one. She has a nice auto. 425 out of 500. Box number 6. Another encased card. And another Robert Carradine, production proof. And another randomizer, Giancarlo Esposito and Stephen Bauer. This first card's nice. I like this one. Laura Flynn Boyle. She was so good in Men in Black. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. How about Mr. Cheech Marin? Cheech Marin, 23 out of 25. And Be Still My Heart. That is Pam Grier. Pam Grier, Be Still My Heart. And this is a 1 of 1. Pam Grier, Be Still My Heart. Our encased card. Wow. Danny Glover. Danny Glover on the encased card. 77 of 100. 77 of 100. What's up, Ty Shack? I appreciate you being here. How do you get in the break? Well, we have an eBay store which has auctions on it. Our eBay store is Breaks and Takes 2, the name of our channel. And if you go to our store, we have breaks that are already set up for the next Sunday and for next Tuesday. So those will be the breaks that will be next done. We have 4 breaks on Sunday, 4 breaks on Tuesday. This break itself, I'm not doing again until I think next Tuesday. I'll be doing another 2-case break of this on next Tuesday. But yeah, just go to our store, my friend, and you can try and get in and win the auctions, okay? They're all done auction style. So there you go. Alright, John O'Hurley, pre-production. Christina Applegate. Can I still send for my 2 people? RJ, yes you can, my friend. Yes you can. I did not sell your spots. You can go ahead and pay for them, okay, buddy? You are good to go, RJ. Go ahead and send. Sarah Michelle Gellar did sign a lot, yes. All right, we got Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o, 25 out of 25. Chevy Chase on the Christmas movie stars. 1989 Christmas Vacation. Oh, Chevy Chase, and this one is numbered 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7. You got it, RJ. No problem, buddy. That is beautiful. Heather Locklear on the Saturday Night Live. 1 of 1. 1 of 1 Heather Locklear to the Heather Locklear spot. Beautiful. And how about Captain Kirk himself? William Shatner. 9 out of 25. Box number 8. Box number 8 of the first case. We have a third encased card in one case. A third encased card. I've never seen that many in one case. Usually you only see one or two. Jenny McCarthy. And Paul Rudd on the pre-productions proof. Dominic Chinesi. Dominic Chinesi, 3 out of 5. Juliette Lewis. God, she's grown up. 6 out of 7. 6 out of 7. And, ooh, Be Still My Heart, Bo Derek. Be Still My Heart, Bo Derek, 8 out of 10. And our encased card looks like magenta, and that is Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin again with the red ink. 8 out of 30. 8 out of 30. Box number 9. As you can see, that press proof is already open, so that makes my job easy. This time around, we've got Miss Drea DeMatteo, excuse me, Drea DeMatteo, and a 1-of-1 printing plate of Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon. How about scripted? Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren on the scripted He-Man. Very nice script right there. That one is 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2. Adrienne Barbeau. Adrienne Barbeau on the Scream Team. She is 4 out of 6. Oh, here's our first Pearl Redemption. First Pearl Redemption going to the Pearl Redemption spot. And then a Christina Applegate autograph. 3 out of 15. Nice Christina Applegate there. And our last box of our first case. Last box, first case. You want Jenna Elfman or Danny Elfman? And Michael B. Jordan. I see the Michael B. Jordan. I got that one. Is that Jenna Elfman or Danny Elfman? I'm not sure which one's in this. Got another printing plate. Another printing plate. We got Bo Derek. And our printing plate is, I don't remember that actor's name. That is Fred Dryer. Fred Dryer on the 1-of-1 printing plate. How about Staying Alive, John Travolta? John Travolta, 4 out of 5. Joey Fatone on the vinyl signs. Joey Fatone. That one is 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7 on the Joey Fatone. Sorry, guys. All right, I want to make sure I got this right. Okay. Next up, we got Mr. Timothy Robbins. Tim Robbins. That one is 3 of 3. 3 of 3 on the Tim Robbins. And Scream Team of Jenny McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy on the Scream Team. And that is a 1 of 5. 1 of 5, Jenny McCarthy. All right, our second case. Here we go. Our second case. I'm going to scoot it over to where I can reach it because I'm like a Tyrannosaurus Rex and I got short arms. All right, box number 1 of the second case, or box number 11 in your heart. We got another encased card. Another encased card. All right, we got Morena Baccarin. Morena Baccarin. And James Vanderbeek on the Saturday Night Live host. We got Adrian Barbeau. This is a Barbeau. We had 2 in the last case. We got 1 so far this case. 14 out of 20. Charlotte Ross. Charlotte Ross. 2 out of 3. And is that another John Travolta? It is. John Travolta spot got 2 now. And this one is a 1 of 1 John Travolta Saturday Night Live host. Our encased card. Guy Gilchrist. Guy Gilchrist. That's really cool inscription on there. This dude took some time. That is great. 79 of 100. 79 of 100. Box number 12. Box number 12 of 20. Did I not get it? I did not get it. There we go. Now I did. That is Marissa Tomei on the pre-production proof. Marissa Tomei and Dermot Mulroney. Dermot Mulroney. First up, from Robin Hood Men in Tights, Amy Yasbeth. 3 of 3. On the vinyl signs, Sada Baby. Sada Baby. And that is 6 of 7. 6 of 7. Next on the vinyl signs, Dave East. Dave East. And on the co-stars, from Revenge of the Nerds, we got Robert Carradine, Brian Tochi, and Curtis Armstrong on the triple auto that will be randomed at the end of the break. Oh, shit! The other 2 are on the back. Timothy Busfield and Donald Gibb. 5 autos on this one. 1 of 1, 5-way. That'll be randomed at the end. That is sick. That is sick. Box number 13. Another encased card. That was nasty, wasn't it, Tim? Derek Mears. Derek Mears. And there is Sally Kirkland. Sally Kirkland on the pre-production proofs. We got Charlie Sheen again. Charlie Sheen spot is eating. That's a 1 of 1 of Charlie Sheen. Chevy Chase on the Saturday Night Live host. Chevy Chase, that is 2 out of 6. And our last card of this box is, or before the pre-production, Jamie Presley. Nice Scream Team, Jamie Presley. 4 out of 6. Our encased card. Jesse Metcalf. John the Gardener on the inscriptions. John the Gardener. 92 out of 100. Number 14. We got a 1 of 1 printing plate. Printing plate coming in. James Vanderbeek. And that is a Margot Robbie Be Still My Heart printing plate. Margot Robbie. We got a scripted of Good Times from Jimmy Walker. Jimmy Walker, unfortunately his auto there kind of ran a little bit. They probably didn't wait long enough to put it in here, but it's a 1 of 1. 1 of 1. Famke Janssen. Famke Janssen. 3 out of 5. Again, Uma Thurman. Love the Be Still My Hearts. Uma Thurman, purple, Be Still My Heart, and this one is a 1 of 1. 1 of 1, Uma Thurman. And another Christina Applegate. 4 out of 4. Box number 15. Uma, yeah, she's got a couple in here already. She's got a couple already. I want to dance like Uma Thurman. I want to dance with Uma Thurman. All right, here we go. Have I seen Favre? I don't know. I don't remember if it was Favre or it was another quarterback. Morena Baccarin. Morena Baccarin. How about Michael Beck, who looks a lot like Andy Gibb? Michael Beck. He looks a lot like Andy Gibb. I almost said Andy Gibb. All right, here we go. Trey the Truth. Trey the Truth. 2 out of 2. John C. McGinley. John C. McGinley. That's purple, 2 out of 6. Engelberg Humperdinck. 1 out of 2. Austin Powers. Helen Hunt on the Blockbuster Summer. This one is for Twister. Helen Hunt for Twister, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 on the Helen Hunt. Box number 16. Don't we all Humperdinck? Well, maybe, but we don't Engelberg. We got another encased card. Another encased card. We might Humperdinck, but we don't Engelberg. Engelberg was from the Bears. Bad News Bears. He was the catcher. There's a nice one for the Kit Harington spot. Pre-production proof 101. And Marley Shelton. Marley Shelton on the scripted production proof. Alright, here we go. Box number 16. Our first hit is Chris Kirkpatrick. Chris Kirkpatrick. That's on the red, 1 of 4. 1 out of 4 on the Chris Kirkpatrick. Next up, we got David Keith. Keith David. Keith David. Not David Keith. That is a 1 of 2 on the Keith David. You want Danny Elfman. Got it. And that is a Blockbuster Summer of Edward Furlong. Terminator 2 Judgment Day auto. And that is 1 out of 7. 1 out of 7. We got a scoped encased card. And it's another Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin. This one is 27 out of 59. The last one was 8 out of 30. For the Alec Baldwin spot. Alright, box number 17. There's a nice one. Christy Swanson. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And on the iconic role from The Godfather, Robert De Niro. That is awesome. Has the year of the movie on it. Those are cool pre-production proofs. Scripted, Robert L. Jackson. Ghostface. Robert L. Jackson as Ghostface. That one is 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. There's Pete Best again. Pete Best on the blue ice. 1 out of 3. Christy Brinkley. Christy Brinkley. 4 out of 4. And there she is. Somebody asked me for Megan Fox early. Man, what a signature. I love it. And that is a 1 of 1 Megan Fox. There it is. Alex asked me for Megan Fox. There you go, buddy. Box number 18. It only took 17 boxes, Alex. Yeah, she is. She's still hot even today. Even though she's with that Machine Gun Kelly guy. This is the backside. Okay, there's the front side. We got Joey Fatone on the press proof. And on the sci-fi signatures, there's Natalie Portman. 101 pre-production proof. Drake Bell on the second auto for him tonight. Drake Bell. That one is 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. PJ Souls. PJ Souls. That is 3 out of 10. There's our second Pearl auto. And our last hit of this box is Jenny McCarthy again. Another Jenny McCarthy, 20 out of 25. 20 out of 25. We got Joey Fatone and Chris Kirkpatrick on the pre-production. That'll be randomized. John Bernthal on the pre-production proof. Susie Quattro coming back with another auto. 4 out of 5. Frank Führer. Frank Führer. That is 10 out of 25 on the vinyl signs. You're welcome, Alex. Congrats, bro. Dale Buzio. The original Gaga she wrote on here. The original Gaga. Dale Buzio. 1 of 1 on the scripted. And Kate Beckinsale. 1 of 1 on the Kate Beckinsale. And our last box of the break. Box number 20. Then we'll get these randoms done. While I'm opening this, I will make my obligatory statement. If you are in the break and you have, say, 10 spots and you don't hit anything, that's a skunk. We do not refund shipping. We must send you something in the mail. If you have 10 spots in the break and you hit 1 item in the break, that is not a skunk. And you will only get the card that you hit. So, please do not blow up my messages saying you want a refund, because it's in the description of the break that we do not refund shipping. So I appreciate you all for being here. Here's our last hits of the break. We got a pre-production proof of Brian Tochi and a pre-production of, oh man, my favorite actress, Drew Barrymore. Not this young. I mean, she was good in E.T., but that is not the Drew Barrymore I like. I like the Drew Barrymore from 50 First Dates, Drew Barrymore from Charlie's Angels. So there's another Laura Flynn Boyle. Laura Flynn Boyle. And that's a 1 of 1 Saturday Night Live host, Laura Flynn Boyle. Scripted of Ashley Eckstein. Ahsoka Tano. She is the voice of Ahsoka Tano. 4 out of 5 in the animated series. Tom Arnold. Tom Arnold. That is a 9 out of 15, Tom Arnold. And our final card goes to co-stars. We got Jimmy Walker, Bernadette Stanis, and Ralph Carter. Jimmy Walker, scribed at JJ. This is from Good Times. Maybe there's more on the back. There is not. It's a 1 of 1 that will be randomized. 1 of 1 randomized right there. Alright guys, you're going to have to give me a few minutes here. I got to set up the randomizer. Then we will go through all of these on the recap. We will recap everything. Let me grab my keyboard here. Grab my keyboard. All right, guys. Give me a couple of minutes. We have a bunch to randomize. All right, let me show you guys the cards that we're randomizing first. We have the Married with Children cast. That is Esposito and Bauer. I do not know what that's from. These are two singers, Joey Fatone and Chris Kirkpatrick. We have the Revenge of the Nerds cast. We have the Good Times cast. I want to say this is from Walking Dead. And then we have this one, and I can never remember the name of the movie. I know it's Vote for Pedro, and I just can never remember the name of the movie. So if anybody wants to help me out with the name of that movie, I appreciate it, because I think I've only seen it once in my whole life. Alright, so let me set these up. I do have them already. The randomizer already set up. I just have to type in the names. Here we go. Napoleon Dynamite, thank you. You know, like I said, I've only seen the movie once, so I could not remember the name of the movie, and I apologize, guys. I really do. I know it's one of those iconic movies, but I just didn't enjoy it, so I didn't watch it over again. It was alright. Oh, come on, computer. I did forget that this one with the cast of Revenge of the Nerds also had a couple on the back that I gotta add. So let me add those real quick. And I got one more to do, and we will be ready to go. Okay. They are all set. Let me get this out of the way. Alright guys, I'm about to switch over the camera to show Alright. Alright, we're going to do these in order. Come on, take me over to the dice roller. Alright. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a poopy head. Give me a second, guys. Let's see. Gotta make sure we get this right for you guys. Of course, my computer wants to act up, so let's see. Alright. Nope, it is for some reason not working. We're going to try it one more time. There we go. I believe it should work this time. Let's see. Sorry guys for the delay. There we go. Hey! Computer decided it wanted to work. Okay, eBay. You are coming with me, my friends. Here we go. You are coming with me. Alright. We are going to roll the dice. Dice have to be 5 or higher. Roll the dice. Here we go. We got an 8 on the dice. 8 on the dice. First one we're doing Christina Applegate, Katie Segal, Amanda Burse, and Ed O'Neill. That is from Married with Children. We're going to go 8 times. Here we go. Random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our 8th time. There we go, 8 times. Right there. We're going to go to Ed O'Neill's spot. Ed O'Neill. Second up, Esposito and Bauer. Esposito and Bauer. 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 times. You know what? Sorry, eBay. Let me do this. There we go. Much better. 8 times for you. And we are going to the Bauer spot. Fatone and Kirkpatrick. 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 times. Right there. 8 times. And we're going to the Kirkpatrick spot. This one is Carradine, Tochi, Armstrong, Busfield, and Gibb. This is the cast of Revenge of the Nerds. That's 1, 2. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 times. 8 times. And that is going to the Armstrong spot. Walker, Stannis, and Carter. That is the good times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our 8th time. 8 times Carter. We got Dean Morgan and Bernthal. Walking Dead, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our 8th time. Right there, going to the Bernthal spot. And our Napoleon Dynamite header, Ramirez Grease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our 8th time. 8 times. We're going to the Ramirez. Ramirez. Vote for Pedro Efren Ramirez, which is who one of the people on eBay wanted. So there you go, my friend. You got what you wanted. There we go. All right, let me put this back on OBS. Get back over here. Turn that off and back to the camera. Here we go for our recap. That was Ed O'Neill's spot. Ed O'Neill there. That one was the Bauer spot. Kirkpatrick spot. This one went to Curtis Armstrong Booger. We had this one, it went to Ralph Carter. Bernthal spot. And this one went to the Efren Ramirez spot. Alright, here we go. I'm going to do the press proofs first because we know that they're one of ones. But there's no autos and stuff to look at, so we'll just go through these real quick. Barrymore, Tochi, Bernthal, Portman, that is Fatone. We have De Niro, Swanson, Shelton, Harrington, Beck, Baccarin, Margot, Robb, Vanderbeek, Kirkland, Mears, Mulroney, Tomei, Vanderbeek, Baccarin. We have Fred Dreyer, Bo Derek, Kevin Bacon, De Matteo. We have Rudd, McCarthy, Applegate, Hurley, Carradine, Bacon, Robbie, Barbeau, Bettany, Robinson. That's 42 Doug, Coleman, Carradine, and Uma Thurman. Get our encased cards out of the way. These are to 100. Danny Glover, Guy Gilchrist, and Jesse Metcalf. Those were to 100. We got Alec Baldwin. This one should be to 30. And then Alec Baldwin here, I think, to 59. Yep. We had 2 Pearl spots. 2 Pearl redemptions for the Pearl spot. We had 1 Sarah Michelle Gellar. This one was to 500. 425 out of 500. All right, to 25. Here we go. To 25. We have Frank Ferrer, Jenny McCarthy, William Shatner, Lupita Nyong'o, Cheech Marin, Jimmy Walker, PJ Souls, and Corey Taylor. These are to 20. Tom Arnold, Adrian Barbeau, and Kira Kosarin. To 15, Christina Applegate and Tony Orlando. To 10, PJ Souls, Bo Derek, Susie Quattro, and Robin Thicke. This is Susan Anton. That is 4 of 8. Juliette Lewis. These are to 7. No. Yeah, these are to 7. Let me see something here, guys. Sorry. These are all to 7. Alright, here we go. All to 7. Edward Furlong. We got Dave East, Sada Baby, Joey Fatone, Juliette Lewis, Chevy Chase, and Charlie Sheen. These are to 6. John C. McGinley, Jamie Presley, Chevy Chase, Adrian Barbeau. That is Giancarlos Esposito and Curtis Armstrong. To 5. Ashley Eckstein, Susie Quattro. We got Roger Jackson, Famke Janssen. That was Roger Jackson. Jenny McCarthy, Dominic Chenisi, Laura Flynn Boyle, and John Travolta. These are to 4. Christy Brinkley, Kurt Kirkpatrick, Christina Applegate, Pete Best, and Leonard Maltin. To 3. Drake Bell, Pete Best, Helen Hunt, Amy Yasbeth, Charlotte Ross, Tim Robbins. 2, Keith David, Engelberg Humperdinck. That is Trey the Truth and Dolph Lundgren. And our one-of-ones autos. We got Laura Flynn Boyle, Kate Beckinsale, Dale Buzio, Megan Fox, Uma Thurman, Jimmy Walker, Charlie Sheen, John Travolta, Heather Locklear, Pam Grier. We got Stephanie Kramer. We got Ben Stiller, Drake Bell, and our last one was Chris Pine. There's your break, my friends. Appreciate you all. Again, I hope you had a good time. Hope you hit something. Have yourself a great night, and I'll see you next time. Peace.